Okay, say hi, everybody. Hello. This is Winchester Cosmetology School. We're doing relaxer today. Hello, everybody. We're doing a relaxer today. And this is the Winchester School. I'm excited to be here today. They said, hey, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to time myself on this. I'm going to time it for, I'm going to put this on 20 minutes, okay? You know that most relaxers are 18 minutes. You come up if you want to watch me do this. You don't put it directly on the scalp. You put it a little bit away from the scalp. You're supposed to do it 1/4 of an inch away from the scalp. We're doing a retouch, so sometimes it happens, right? That you get a little bit on the scalp, but I wouldn't worry about it, right? I wouldn't worry.
I really like that brush.
Oh my God, I love this brush.
Oh,
I love it. Yeah.
Does anyone else want to see? Yeah, I'll come over here.
Just get in a place where you can watch, where you can see. See how I'm stretching the hair? I'm stretching because it's curly, right? It's curly, so I have to pull it.
Pull to get the pull.
One thing about doing curly hair is you have to stretch it. And even when you're blow drying, if I use a round brush or if I blow dry or anything, I'm stretching it. I have to stretch it. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it hurts, but guess what? I gotta get through it. I'm gonna be mindful of my client. I don't want her to be uncomfortable, but she still wants her hair straight, don't she? Mm-hmm. So you let them know in the beginning. You'll say, now it's gonna be a little bit of pulling and tugging. You know, that's what I always say. It's gonna be a little bit of pulling and tugging. So
Yeah, pain is beauty.
pain
is beauty.
Yeah.
Beauty is pain.
You give them what they want.
So you take subsections.
Yeah, definitely. Small, thin, so you can see through them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you should be able to see through them.
Okay.
Just like you do a pillow retouch.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. As well as
Exactly. Uh-huh. And this brush really allows you to really be very gentle, very gentle on the scalp. Because remember, the sodium hydroxide is hard on the scalp, but better on the hair. It doesn't dry the hair out. Pull, stretch. So if you can see my subsections, they're pretty thin, right? Every time when I do a relaxer, I do the edges last.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
That's
so
what
I
was
never
wondering why you
do
did
that.
Okay.
I always go on the interior first, and then I do the edges last.
Okay, because I was going to ask about that.
It's because they are more fine, and they're also it irritates there. It irritates there because that's where you do most of your brushing, right? You're brushing and combing around your edges. Any questions? Do you think it's important to do release forms?
Yeah.
I think so too. I think it's very, very important. Why do you think it's important?
So you don't get worse. If anything happens,
Exactly. What I did with my release forms is I wrote down the condition of their hair before I did it, the condition of their hair after I did it. Okay, because one of my friends that's a cosmetologist, she got taken to court, sued for a lady that said that when she got her hair done, it fell out. But good thing that my friend had a client release form. And she wrote down the condition of her hair before and the condition of her hair after. Okay? So it got thrown out of court because her hair was falling out before she got her hair done. So I think it's like very important to do those forms. The client release form. I think it's important to talk to the client, ask them a lot of questions. Are they on medication? When's the last time they've had color? When's the last time they've had relaxer? You know, yeah, they might lie about it, but at least you talk to them first. See, you have to talk. I know a lot of stylists that don't talk. You gotta talk. See where these clients are, where their head is at.
Is there any students that met or not met with Michelle yet? If you have known, sometimes that she gets yeah.
Let's see what else is among them. Do you know? We did talk about no lie and what's considered lie relaxers. In the stores, you won't find the sodium hydroxide relaxers. Why? And they're pretty dangerous. They're hard on the scalp. So it's easy for the place to get sued. You know, it's easy for them to get sued. If you do the no-lie relaxer, and that's because it's just a different kind of chemical. But it's not really no-lie, right? Because it's just a different kind. It's just like, say, neat. You know how you melt the hair under your arms or, on your legs. When I smelled that, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that it was the same thing that we put on our hair. Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
So which is actually like better?
You know what? I think it depends on the person because some people are just extremely sensitive to sodium hydroxide, right? But I feel as a professional, that I'm going to use something you can't get. I don't see why I would use something that you can get in a store. You see what I'm saying? Why would I do that? I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose of you coming to me. I'm going to always use something that you cannot get that's professional. You know what I mean? I'm gonna always do that. Even as far as retail, I'm gonna always use something that you can't get in the store. It doesn't make sense to have something in your store that you can get in a store. Something in your salon that you can get in a store.
So that relaxer just comes straight out of that bucket and you put it on and it don't go bad?
No, because you keep it covered up. Keep it covered up.
All of them have an expiration date still, right?
Yeah, I think the shelf life is like 2 years.
Oh, so like they require oxygen to like oxidize or something?
Yeah, Every time you open up the thing, it does it does mess with the, I guess, the strength. But if you have a bucket of relaxer like that, you do relaxers often. You know, you do them often. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. No, I hope not. I hope not. If it lasts, if you're not doing nothing, you know, if that lasts you for 2 years, you're not doing much, right? You're not doing much. Okay, all I'm doing is kind of smoothing it in. And yes, I am going over her line of demarcation, and but that's okay. When you know what you're doing, that's okay, right? So we watching to see if it's relaxing and making sure that our hair is getting smooth, okay, or softening, okay. Now I go through and I do the edges of her hair.
I'm just curious, and I know I ain't supposed to talk, but how long does it take you to go through a bucket of that relaxer?
When I was in the salon or now?
No.
Oh, well, probably about maybe 2 weeks or 3. But that's because I have the different types. Remember, when you're in the salon, you're going to use resistant, mild, and normal.
So what are you using on her hair?
I'm using resistant on hers. Just because that's what I had, right?
Is resistant and super the same thing?
Yeah, it is. Now, the relaxer that I'm using is really mild. Even though it's resistant, that I'm using, it's very mild. It doesn't relax. It doesn't relax like other relaxers. Like, it's not as strong. That's why I'm cool with doing resistant or super. I'm cool with doing that because it's very mild. So we can do that with this relaxer. Now, if it was another relaxer, I'm gonna give you a name brand. Maybe say Affirm. Say Affirm. I wouldn't use super or resistant in Affirm, but Affirm Fiber Guard, I could use that. Okay. Now, some people don't use the comb with that. Look at and that's see that. Her hair is shedding, but you know why? It's like old hair that needed to come out. How many sheds do you get per day? Do y'all know that? You get like in between 100 and 150. You get yeah. Your hair will shed. That's okay, you know, because it's got the different phases. Okay, now, when you go back and smooth, she's going to let me know if it's irritating her. If it's irritating her, I'll show you what to do with the Antidote Pro, okay? So you go back and smooth it. Do y'all smooth y'all's with a comb or do you smooth it with the brush? Look at, yeah, you can use the back of the comb. Yeah, anything smooth, I guess. Okay, now, with difficult people that have really curly hair, I use the teeth of the comb. But I only use the teeth of the comb to pull, okay? And then I smooth with the back of it. Okay, now, I'm not going to tell you do nothing different because we're in school. Okay, so now I'm just smoothing. And see this, so easy on the scalp, right? Yes.
What is the difference between a texturizer and a relaxer?
Okay, what you have to look at is the type of chemical it is. Sometimes it can be thio. Remember? Do y'all know about thio? Okay, so thio is like when you do a curl, like a curly perm. Okay, that's a different kind of relaxer. That's still a different kind of relaxer, but it's a relaxer. So you have to know, and you have to read on there to see what kind it is and what it's compatible with. Because say you did a texturizer, right? And it's thio. And the person try to get a hydroxide relaxer after that. And they'll say, I had a relaxer, but they don't know it's thio, right? So it's important to read, and that's how knowledgeable we are as the stylist. And, you know, our industry is kind of taking a turn, but we have to make sure that we are professional all the way, you know? It's kind of taking a little turn because now we have YouTube and now we have different things like that. Okay, so we have to remember to stay professional and to know your terms and your verbiage, and that's where school comes in real good, right?
Just having a knowledge of the products that you're using.
Exactly. Just read on there, see if it's thio or hydroxide. A texturizer can be done with either one because it's still relaxing, right? People.
My friend told me, she said she said she was natural, but she had a texturizer. I said, then you're not natural.
Exactly. She's not natural, but she just thinks she is.
Yeah, because
See
she's
that?
not a relaxer. She
Right.
said, it's a texturizer. I said, that's still.
It's still a relaxer. Exactly.
So what kind of effect do you get with a texturizer?
Same thing. It's kind of
Same
the
thing.
You relax
It depends on. You know what it depends on?
the hair.
How you do it.
And the hair too, right? The
How
texture
you
of the
shape the
hair.
hair?
Yeah.
Like perm.
It's how you put it in. The difference is, okay, say a person wants a texturizer, like if they have like short hair or if they have long hair. All it is that you leave it on a little less time. Just less time. It's you rinse it off when your desired results are there. Right? Just like with her.
A lot of guys get texturized.
They do.
Barbershop, they want their hair to be curly and manicured.
They do.
They'll get a texturizer instead of a relaxer.
Exactly.
But it's still
And it's still a relaxer. But they don't know that.
Yeah, still relaxing.
Exactly. Yeah, to smooth it out. But guess what? With a texturizer, your hair will only be curly if it starts out curly. Yes, we have curly hair, but sometimes our hair is more like cotton than curly. More like cotton than curly, okay? So with a texturizer, this is where people get very disappointed. Oh, my hair don't look like hers. My hair don't look like his, because your hair didn't start out like theirs, right? So their hair, they might have had a looser curl, right, than yours.
So it just kind of smooths the curl they got already.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I haven't
Yeah, and so you know, with the thio is like a curl or curly perm, right? Oh, there goes the camera. A curl or a curly perm, right? That one, the pH is like a 10 on that one. And guess what? You bring that back all the way back down. The disulfide bonds are reformed in the neutralizer. So people used to say back in the day, my hair grows. They used to say, a curl grows my hair, right? But a curl grows their hair because the disulfide bonds were reformed when they neutralized it. It doesn't do that with this. It's broken. It's broken permanently. Yes. Okay. What? You burning? Oh, okay. Good. Good.
They got lunch at 12.
Okay.
I'm gonna
yes,
give them the
yes,
option to go or to stay, but as
Awesome.
long as they take.
Yeah.
So you mind if I tell them?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, guys.
Yeah,
you all,
'cause I'm a great server.
y'all can take your lunch break at 12, or you can stay here and observe. You just need to take a lunch at some point. Okay.